Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It is another episode of Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook. We have Kelly Cook with us today. Kelly, what book are you reading right now? I know you're reading one or listening to one. You're got to be listening to one, or maybe just finished up one. Come on, have you started reading, listening, consuming for the year yet?
Yeah, you caught me off guard. In fact, I'm gonna tell you the truth on the truth. The truth of the matter is, The truth of the matter is, I'm rereading Traction by Gino Wickman.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing because, when you start off a new year, you have to have some goals, and you're trying to execute those goals, right? And you execute those goals based on a system you have, right? And you have to have a system. Well, EOS is a great system for any type of business, right? Not just real estate, any type of business that needs to have a system on how they run their operating system, their operations, right? So that's what I'm doing. And it's great because there's plenty of things I know. I got a ton of notes. But now when you reread something, it's like, okay, I missed that. Let's maybe implement that.
Or you have more knowledge from implementing some of it that there's a different context to some of the stuff that you're reading, probably.
Yeah.
It kind of puts it in a new perspective. So
absolutely.
Awesome. So this book is so good. Kelly's reading it twice. So make sure you check that out. What was it again? Traction by
Gino Wickman.
All right. Make sure you add that one to your list this year. And I know that, maybe reading is is one of your goals for the year. I know last week we talked a lot about, as we come into a new year, we're setting new goals. We kind of talked about self-reflection with those goals, really not just setting goals because that's what you think it should be, but understanding the why behind it, understanding what the right goal is for you, a lot of that self-reflection. So today we want to jump in a little bit more to self-awareness and how you're going to go about those goals that you've set. Now that you've written them out, you have figured out which goal is right for you, why you want to do it. Let's talk about being aware of yourself and how you're accomplishing those goals, right? How you're going about it. So let's get into it. Kelly, self-awareness. What is it?
We're trying to break this down, right? Kind of going in building blocks, if you will. Like we talk about, like you said, self-reflection, and you have these goals, and the goals should be your goals, right? Self-awareness is huge. And I think self-awareness is something that people will gloss over sometimes and just kind of skip right past it and go, hey, you know what? I don't need to be aware of these things. I'm aware of my surroundings. I'm aware of what's going on. I'm aware of the goal that needs to be hit now. But you don't take the time to self-reflect, that's the word. You don't take the time to self-reflect and therefore become aware of how you execute now on those goals, okay? So a perfect example is you need to be self-aware of your peers. If you're in the real estate industry, you need to be self-aware of the agents you're working with, because at some point, if you're not working with them or you have not worked with them, chances are you're going to. I don't care if you're in a big city. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, which is one of the largest cities, top 5 in the nation, and it's surprisingly shocking how small the real estate community truly is at the end of the day, right? It just really is. There's over 45,000 people licensed in the Phoenix area alone, in the metroplex there, and yet there's about 5%. It feels like about 5% of all the agents that do 90% of the business. It feels like as well, right? So you need to be self-aware of that, self-aware of how you treat that person in the transaction, or how you treat them when you're just out and about, maybe at a mastermind or a conference or a class, whatever it is, and always be nice and be genuine. And guys, most important, be authentic, be yourself, right? Be yourself. We talked about that with the goal setting. Now the goals are set. Now be yourself when it comes to accomplishing those goals, right? So be self-aware. Be self-aware of the surroundings of the people that are taking care of you, because those agents will eventually, obviously, help you sell your houses. Be self-aware with your clients, right? That's kind of a no-brainer, but reflect and understand how it is you treat your clients. Do you have a client appreciation event? Do you have a system that actually says thank you? That could be something as simple as calling them to say, hey, you know what? I don't know how your day's going, but I want to check in with you and just find that out real quick and just say thank you. for the business. Say thank you for that transaction that actually helped me with my business. And hopefully I brought value back to you in helping buy that house 6 years ago. Thank you for that. And guys, if you're thinking right now, look, that's going to be kind of weird because I haven't talked to my client in 6 years, but I look on tax records and they're still living in the same house. That's going to be really weird. Well, cool. First of all, you're lucky they didn't go buy something else without you, right? Number one, because you're not top of mind. Number two, it's always great to start with an apology. You can call someone and apologize and say, look, simply, you know what? I'm going to fall on the sword here. I know I've done a poor job keeping in touch with you in the past, but moving forward, not going to happen anymore. So I'm calling today. Just say I apologize for, not being top of your mind, not staying in touch with you and providing value through the years, but I'm going to do that moving forward. So if it's okay with you, I'm going to connect with you on a consistent basis throughout the year, even though maybe you don't need anything at all, right? That sort of thing. So be self-aware of that. Are you doing that right now in your business or are you not? And if you're not, you're missing the boat, guys, because customer service is a huge part of what we do when it comes to real estate. And guys, here's the thing. You can always be honest. Here's my line when it comes to client service and making sure they understand what the goal is for my phone call. Okay. Now, because it's two-part, right? Let's be honest here. The first part is to provide service to them, make sure I'm providing some sort of value to them. Now, I don't know what it is necessarily, but I'm going to call them and I'm going to say hello and I'm going to talk to them and ask them. And if there's, a market analysis they need ran, great. If they need to know about off-market properties, great. Whatever it may be, right? But the second part is somewhat selfish. And it's because I don't want them to forget about me, right? Now, even though I don't want them to forget about me, it's selfish for me. It's also actually selfish for the client because the client wants to know they are thought of, that they matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very important. And so it works both ways. And so here's my line that I say a lot, which is very authentic, genuine, and real as it gets. And that's this. Hey, Jim, just so you know, all I'm trying to do here with our relationship and this phone call, in fact, is to walk that fine line of not calling to be bothersome, not contacting you to be bothersome to you, because I know right now you're not looking to buy or sell real estate, yet to make sure you don't forget about me. And I call just enough so that doesn't happen and you know that I care. See, I know that in real estate that, people are going to move maybe 5 to 7 years, as that will tell us, right? 5 to 7 years. So if that's the case, you probably won't need me for 5 to 7 years, right? So why would I want to call you constantly? Like maybe, an insurance broker or a financial advisor has that excuse because you're constantly working on their stuff, right? So they have the excuse to reach out and say, hey, here's what's going on.
There's an update. Yeah.
There's an update. Yeah. Real estate's a lot harder. So, there's this thing called videos you can do too to stay in touch with them and send to their data to say your database.
Always provide value.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Videos, phone calls, text message. It could be emails. They could be videos embedded in the email. It could be a video on a text. There's so many different ways.
Direct mail.
Client events. Direct mail still works, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Homemade still works.
It still works.
Direct mail still works.
It has a 100% deliverability rate. So
wait, say that one more time, Elizabeth.
It has about
100%
deliverability
rate. Almost, right? Because the U.S. Postal Service isn't completely perfect, but yes. And so now, what's your message to your client say so that while they're standing over the trash can test, right? It's a trash can test, or hopefully the recycle bin test, right? They're sitting there and they're going, yep, now throw it out, throw it out. Well, they're going to get your message if it's halfway captivating, and they're going to see it for at least a portion of time, right? Direct mail, it still works. Okay. So that's part of the self-awareness that we're talking about today, guys, and reflecting on that. Other part of self-awareness is just being aware of the goals you just set for yourself. Now you set your authentic, real goals that will help you get to where it is you want to go in 2023. Now there has to be some time still. And guys, I would argue it's consistent time on a consistent basis, right? Weekly or at least bi-weekly, to actually take some time to yourself and think about how you're going to accomplish those goals, right? Moving forward, there should be some reflection on how have you done so far too as well, right? You don't want to wait till July 1st, halfway through the year, and go, am I on track for my goal or am I not? Because by then it possibly could be too late, right? has to be tracked on a weekly basis.
Or at least you have to work a whole lot harder to hit that goal at the end of the year.
Yeah, you can scramble if you want, try to cram it in like you are for an exam in college, right?
Yeah.
But not the best advice.
We're adults. We don't live our life that way anymore, everybody. Come on. We do it pace by pace.
We are adults now.
But yeah, I think the best, kind of as we were talking, I was trying to decipher how do we distinguish between self-awareness and self-reflection, because I know last week we talked a lot about self-reflection. Today we want to talk about self-awareness. I think it comes down to self-reflection is looking inward, obviously reflecting on yourself and who you are as a person, what you are capable of, what makes you happy, what makes you go. The self-awareness is looking at how are you presenting that to the rest of the world, right? What are your actions doing to show who you are as a person? And so everything that Kelly said, where what are you doing, your behaviors, what are you doing on the outside to show that off, right? Calling your clients, being nice to other agents, your peers. What are the actions that you're taking now in order to hit your goals, and being aware of those actions and whether or not they are helping you hit your goals, right? If those behaviors are hurting your goals or helping your goals. And so I think that that's a really good distinguisher of reflection is who you are. Self-awareness is understanding how you're presenting that to the world, and whether or not it's accurate or it's what you want it to be. And if it's not, change your behaviors.
Change your behaviors. And that's the thing. It's like, and to combine together, those two things are extremely powerful, right? Really, I mean, if you just do one, that's good. It's not like it's bad just doing one, not the other. But man, if you want to really have something powerful, you need to marry the two together. I love how you said that. Self-reflection is how you are inward and who you are as a person, right? Self-awareness is how you present yourself to other people and your surroundings. Love that. And marry those two together, because when you do both those together, you're going to have some momentum.
When they're both in line. Yeah.
And in line, lockstep.
Unstoppable.
Yeah. Unstoppable, right? Unstoppable when those two are in line. And it starts right now, guys. And at the beginning of the year, by the way, if it was November, it's still perfect time to do this, right? There's never a bad time to make a right decision.
It's never too late.
Never too late.
It just gets harder.
But being in January, it's even better, right? You have everything at your fingertips, your disposal to make 2023 the best year possible, but only you can choose if that's what you're going to do, right? You have to make that decision internally and do both those, self-reflection and self-awareness married together. Unstoppable.
Yeah.
Love that.
Absolutely. If you guys have any questions for Kelly about, any of this deep, psychological stuff that we're talking about here, but how he brings it into his business, how he's being self-aware, or, you just want to talk about anything real estate related, Kelly, where can they reach you?
Yeah, guys, you can always shoot me a call, right? Text me at 480-227-2028 or info@cookandassociatesaz for Arizona.com.
Yes, and absolutely. And like I said last time, if one of your goals is to build a team, but you are self-aware enough to understand that you're not an expert in this yet, you haven't done it before, you need some help, please go to buildyourrealestateteam.com and get all of Kelly's steps there. He did it. He made all the mistakes along the way so that you will have a much easier time getting it going. So go ahead and visit that. And otherwise, we will see you all next week with a new topic.
Perfect. Sounds good, Elizabeth.
Bye, Kelly.
All right. See you guys.
Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.